Hey guys, we are on day 171 in our Bible reading plan, and today we're going to be reading through the book of Ecclesiastes, chapters 7 through 12. That's the second half of Ecclesiastes, and we're going to see this repeated theme as we're reading through it, sort of this paradox of all of these things that we chase after, that man chases after: working hard, wealth, status, pleasure, and how all of those things are unfulfilling. And at the same time, we see this paradox that even the righteous, the people who are chasing after righteousness, that doesn't necessarily guarantee an easy or good life. And so we're going to come to the end of Ecclesiastes, and we're going to discover that this is really all about accepting that life is temporary and fleeting and paradoxical, and that the best we can do is to enjoy the good gifts that God gives us and enjoy the life that He has given us as He gives it to us. So we read in chapter 7, starting in verse 13, it says this: "Consider what God has done. Who can straighten what He has made crooked? When times are good, be happy. When times are bad, consider this. God has made the one as well as the other. Therefore, no one can discover anything about their future." And then in chapter 8, we read this in verse 14. It says, "There is something else meaningless that occurs in the earth: the righteous who get what the wicked deserve, and the wicked who get what the righteous deserve. This too, I say, is meaningless. So I commend the enjoyment of life, because there is nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat and drink and be glad. Then joy will accompany them in their toil all the days of the life God has given them under the sun." In chapter 9, it says this in verse 7, "Go, eat your food with gladness, drink your wine with a joyful heart. For God has already approved what you do. Always be clothed in white, and always anoint your head with oil. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love, all the days of this meaningless life that God has given you under the sun, all your meaningless days. For this is your lot in life, and your toilsome labor under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For in the realm of the dead, where you are going, there is neither working, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom." It's that paradox again. In chapter 10, verse 14, he says, "No one knows what is coming. Who can tell someone else what will happen after them?" And it's this realization that all of life is paradoxical. There are going to be good days. There are going to be bad days. You're going to try hard. Sometimes you're going to win. You're going to try hard. Sometimes you're going to fail. You're going to work hard. Sometimes it's going to pay off. Sometimes it's not. But in all of these things, the best we can do with our allotment, the best we can do is enjoy the time and the life that we have been given, because no one knows what is coming, and we can't tell what will happen after us. In chapter 11, in verse 10, it says, "So then banish anxiety from your heart and cast off the troubles of your body, for youth and vigor are meaningless." We can't even trust in our own strength or in our own youthfulness or in our own ability. And no matter how much time we worry, we can't add a single hour to our lives. And so in chapter 12, then we come to the conclusion of all of these things. In light of this perspective, in light of this understanding and this view, the author of Ecclesiastes writes, "Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter." That's verse 13. "Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil." And so the best that we can do in this life is not to chase after things or status or wealth or money or relationships with other people. It's not to worry about if we're good enough. It's not to be anxious over the Lord's judgment, because His judgment will come one way or another. But instead, it's to obey God and fear Him, and with the life we have, to enjoy the gifts and the good things that He has given us, to live this life that He has given us to the fullest, obeying His law and His commands and fearing Him above all in all that we do. That's our lot. And to be honest, as I reflect on that idea, that is so freeing to think that when I face Jesus in the day of judgment and He asks me what I did with this life that He gave me, He's not going to be looking for all of the ways I was perfect or all of the things I accomplished in this world. And he's not going to be looking for me to compare myself to other people and say, well, I was more righteous than that person, or I was more holy or pious than those people, or, well, they did that, but I didn't do this. He's going to want to know, did you obey my commands? Did you live your life in a way that showed a deep reverence and awe and respect of the great Lord of Lords and King of Kings and host of hosts of God himself? Did you fear the Lord? And so I can do my best with this life that I've been given to obey his commands and fear him and enjoy what he's given me. I hope that encourages you. I'd love to hear what God is speaking to you through this text. So drop a comment in the Bible reading app and let's talk more. Have a great day, guys.